Hello everyone, this is group 10 and this is our Excel VBA project entitled Automated Asset Depreciation System for Akawewe Women's Group. The purpose of our project is to help the group calculate depreciation automatically instead of doing it manually. So we are going to display our Excel sheet. So this is how it is. So the first thing we are going to do is set up the VBA environment using the developer option of Excel. You come here, then where you see VBA basics, that's where you proceed to. Then you create a module. If you don't know how to create a module, once this displays, you just right click. After right clicking, first come here where you see VBA, you right click, insert, then it's insert module. But since for us ours we already have it, we proceed. So now in this module you must create it that it has to display the user login form, and this is the code we used, as you can see. And this is our main module. Just a sub show login here, from login show, this means from the login form, enter sub. So now the next step is creating a login form to show the login details. So if you don't know how to create the form, you come back here the same way where you see Microsoft, you right click, insert here user form. But since for us we already have it, we are just gonna proceed to it, login form. Now the next is we wrote the VBA code behind the login button. We chose our password to be BB, our password to be 2025, then the username is BBC for login. If a user enters any invalid details, it will display invalid username or password. Otherwise, it will display login successful. So we did all this behind the login button, this one, or you can call it the command button. Then these other ones you see here, let me say username, where you can see the cursor there, we use the label. Then here, which is the free space next to it, we use the text box. Now the coding, we did it behind the login button, we are going to display our code. So this is now the code which we use to run or to create a form that allows the user to enter username and password, as you can see displayed here. This is it. Now the next step, we proceeded to creating the asset entry form. After successful login, the asset entry form appears. This form collects all asset details: the name, the cost, salvage value, useful life in years, and depreciation. And also we added their validation to make sure users cannot leave fields blank or enter text instead of numbers. So now let's display our form. Now all of that we talked about, that what allows the user to enter, what for the system to verify, the coding, we did it behind the submit button this time round. And as you can see, if you can see how it is, where you can see the green thingy, the green words on your screen, those are not. So this is the code we used for validation of the user details. After doing that, we went ahead, still behind the command button for submit, we went ahead to automate the depreciation. And that's where it is. We entered in, as you can see here, asset is equal to this and this and this, then that. That's what we did. Then afterwards, we went on to create an asset register and feedback. Let's just display that. After creating the depreciation schedule, the system also saves the asset details into a worksheet called asset register. This keeps a record of all assets added to the system. The program then displays a confirmation message saying depreciation schedule created successful. And that's the code we used on screen. As you can see, it set WS register equal to nothing. That's what we did. That's the code, as you can see displayed on the screen. And then afterwards, we created the depreciation sheet. It's there. And then now that's now what generates the schedule. As you can see, it's also there. Let's proceed more. Now for this one, it has various methods used to calculate balance. They used to calculate the depreciation. Now that's what we had left behind, that we have declining balance. We used also straight line and sum of years, as you can see. Then afterwards here, now the next thing is we are going to show you how the project works. That we, after creating it, by the way, you have to come here to developer. Lastly, you come here to insert. You select this one, the first one, it's insert button. You insert the button, you give it a name. How as we named it button. This will help now the user of the system to access what we did in the VBA. So you simply click here, open. Then you enter here username. As we said, our username is BBC in capital. Then the password is 2025. Login successful, access granted. Then before we proceed that, let us show you what will happen if a user enters wrong details. Let me say enters what, then here you enter anything you want, you feel like. It will display valid username or password. Now the next thing is for the system to calculate depreciation. BBC 2025. Okay. Then now this is where you can see that this is room to calculate your asset. Let me say you have an asset named machine. You bought it 10 million. Its salvage value, it's 1 million. It's 1 million. Then the useful life, it had 5 years. Then let me say the declining method, you used straight line, but also you have declining balance and sum of years digits. So you choose any. In this demonstration, I'm gonna use straight line. Then afterwards you click submit. Oh, here we made a bit an error with the cost. It was meant to be 10 M. I entered in 1 million. Sorry. So you click again submit. As you can see here, depreciation schedule created successful on the sheet. Depreciation name. Yeah, so this simply means our sheet has been named depreciation machine. That's what it's meaning. And now let us see. As you can see, it's here. The years, you have first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. Then beginning bookmark value, it's here. Started at 10 M, it went to 2.8, went to 8.2. As you can see, up to the last year. Then the depreciation expense was 1.8. Since in straight line it's fixed, yes, we have 1.8 throughout. Then here ending book value, as you can see, it keeps on reducing. That in the first year it was worth 10 M at the start. By the end it had depreciated by 1.8, meaning by the end of the year, let me say if it was bought on 1st January, by 31st December it was worth now 8.2. We proceed to year 2. At the start of year 2 it starts as it's worth 8.2. By the depreciates by 1.8 by the end of the year. On 31st December it's equal to 6.4. Then you go on throughout. So that's how our system works. Thank you for listening.